Welcome in, Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cauthen, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Provost Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy.
And I'm Denise. And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
All right. Well, I would assume that we are finally live this morning and had to work through a little bit of technical difficulties today, but we are here and welcome in. Billy, what's going on, man? How you doing today, buddy?
Oh, pretty good. We couldn't find any AA batteries, so we're running behind.
Yeah, we are. I'm down here in San Antonio this morning, and I was thinking about not having a show, but anytime that we are traveling, I always still try to have a show. And the bulk of my main equipment right now is back in Huntsville because we are getting ready for New Waverly football tonight. So, I'm trying to make do with what we have and still wanted to be able to come to folks this morning and let us know that we're out there and that we're coming through okay. I think everything's working fine today. So we just want to say hello and good morning and welcome in. Billy, big night tonight. Is the Hornets, are they at home or are you guys
We're
on
at
the
home
road
tonight. Yeah, it's senior night, so we're at home.
So this is the home. No, y'all had the home. Y'all already played one at home, so y'all had the first two at home.
Yeah, the first two will be at home. Now, next week's game is like 3-4 hours away.
Oh, man. I thought that the redistricting changed some of that. But, when you're in East Texas, man, you never know where you're going to end up at.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, I felt the same way, like we couldn't have picked a further away team, I wouldn't be griping if they were coming to us, but since we're having to go to them,
What is your kind of walk us through a night of Billy Cauthen when you're on the road with the inflatable gang? I forget the name, man.
I suffer from road rage. So anybody that rides with me will learn some new 4-letter words. It's the same thing as setting up at home. It's just the tunnel crew does not transport the tunnel. The team does. They unload it out of the transport trailer. We literally set it up, take it down, pack it up, and watch the game. So
I like how you said, I was way off. I said the inflatable gang, and it's called the tunnel crew.
Well, somebody's already commented the inflatables, and I made a comment one time that they ought to call us the inflatables, and apparently that is not the proper thing to say. So I didn't see any harm in it, but here we are. So
Well, and at that time of the night, the air cools off, so it's not a bunch of hot air, Billy. I mean, it's good, cool air in those
yeah,
inflatables. So
pumped
we,
right
we
in
know
there fresh.
we know that it's truth, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we want to welcome everybody in as we get rolling on this fabulous Friday, a faithful Friday, episode 345. I'm Rob Hipp, along with the Billy Cauthen. You know what I love about Huntsville, Billy? There is no other Billy Cauthen in Huntsville, Texas, man. That is you. You are the Billy Cauthen.
Thank God. When I was in junior high, I got called to Coach Shaw, which was my assistant principal. I got called to his office, and I had to wait outside. And when they finally opened the door and they called me in there were two sheriff's deputies sitting in his office. And they said, "Come on in, Donald." And I walked through the door, and they said, "Sit down, Donald." I said, "Sir, my name's not Donald." He says, "You're not Donald Cauthen?" I said, "No, sir, I'm Billy Cauthen." He said, "You can go back to class." Scared the snot out of me.
What, he started calling you Donald as you should have went.
Hey, I was shaking so bad, I'm surprised I wasn't already making that noise.
Oh, man. Well, hey, friends, let us know that you're out there this morning. Send us a message on the social media feeds. You can also just share this broadcast and like this broadcast as we celebrate all good things happening here in our community. It's always a big shout out to Paul at the gallery. Paul, we love you, man, for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. Check out Paul at the gallery, 1201 University Avenue. Also, a huge shout out this morning to our great friend Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers and online at elliotsjewelers.com. Billy, something really cool. I didn't talk about this yet. One, I'm sitting here at the Hyatt Regency on the Riverwalk here in San Antonio, and I'm right by this beautiful window. And as I look out and I look over my right shoulder, I can see the Tower of the Americas. And behind me, you can't see, but the river is actually behind me on this side. And as I look in front of me with the sun blaring in my face, that's why the brightness here on my face. The Crockett Hotel is right there with the beautiful Texas flag, and I wish that I could show all of you that Texas flag, how much it is just whipping here on the sunrise here in downtown San Antonio. But we, all week it's been a pretty busy week, and I haven't had a chance to talk about that this week. And I've never had an issue getting a ring off, and I just got it off. But my friend Elliot Herzlich did some work for me, Billy. And this is my wedding band, and I always had a little stud in here. Now, you may start thinking, man, that's some bling in there. I'm going to tell you something. These studs aren't that expensive. If you get a little tiny diamond, they don't cost much at all. And when I got married to Bridget, the first thing that I wanted to do was put one little stud in here. And so Elliot did that for me. Well, I always said, as we have more children, I wanted to add some to it. And so it took quite some time, Billy, but finally, Mr. Herzlich has added those other two. You can see there's a good view of it right there. He added those other two little studs in there. So I've got three in my ring. One represents Bridget, and then Cauthen and Braylon. So I just wanted to give Elliot a shout out. I mean, that's the kind of custom work he can do for you. I just had the idea, and he said, yeah, I can do that. And, man, I'm going to be honest, it didn't cost that much at all. You'd think, when I was growing up, I thought little studs, I thought anything like that was super expensive. I mean, you can get some of these for $50, Billy. We're not talking an arm and a leg to get this kind of stuff. And so just depends on what you get. But go by and see our good friend, Elliot Herzlich from Elliot's Jewelers and online at elliotsjewelers.com. And, of course, here on this Faithful Friday, a huge big shout out to our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and also making her grand entrance on behind Billy's left shoulder, none other than the coveted J Money in the house this morning.
Morning.
Look at that. We even got a word out of her this morning.
I'm impressed.
I think that may be the first time we've gotten any word out of anybody over there when they walk by behind you. So
look, it's been a long week for us. We're all exhausted. We're tired. So there's no filter today.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, man, this week coming up, this weekend, a huge event. We want to highlight the great things happening in our community, and a huge event coming up courtesy of Tara Burnett and the Hearts Veterans Museum, the 7th annual Muster Festival. Have you and your family had a chance to ever go to that?
Yes, and I'm telling you, if you're debating on going to that or going to something else, go to Muster. It's awesome.
I wanted to get your perspective because you've been there. What can folks expect and what should you kind of prep for when you go to this event?
You can expect to have a good day with your family, learn a lot, and just really be immersed in our community. Because the people you're going to see at these are good Huntsville folks.
Yeah, I wanted to share the page here from the Muster Fest. Again, this is going to be happening. It's an event that honors all veterans, and I love this too. It's veterans, active duty, first responders, and then I love Tara so much because she doesn't ever forget about anybody, even correction staff, so the folks at TDCJ. And a lot of people have already said that they're going to this. It's over there at Hearts Veterans Museum. Gets underway at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so just a great event, free event, by the way, too. You don't have to pay anything, but they're going to have a bounce house, emergency vehicles and personnel, an obstacle course, demonstrations, raffle, the 5K, march, all sorts of stuff, Billy. I'm sitting here thinking as I start seeing more and more about, motorcycle stuff. Why on earth don't you and I have a motorcycle yet, man?
Because I work at the funeral home.
Yeah. I've heard so many. So when growing up, I always wanted to have a bike, and I've heard so many stories about. Hold on one second. I've heard so many stories about, just how dangerous bikes are and everything. And my dad had a motorcycle when he was stationed. I believe it was when they were taking a leave over in Hawaii. Whenever he was in the Navy, and they were in the middle of Vietnam, but they had on their way they'd stopped over, or on the way back they stopped over. He had a pretty serious motorcycle accident. And when I was younger, I always wanted to get a bike. I always thought it'd be cool to have a bike. And then as I got older and started hearing more and more stories, and I'm not knocking it. I mean, there's a lot of great people that have bikes. I know a lot of people that have bikes. But I can think of two people right now that I've known, that I went to school with, and that I knew, that are no longer with us because of those bikes, man. And it's just so dangerous.
When I started with the funeral home, I had a beautiful, beautiful bike. God almighty, that thing was just gorgeous. And I was here just about, 2 or 3 months, and I'd already seen enough. It's not the motorcycle rider. It is never the rider. It is somebody in a car that is not paying attention, or they've had some drinks or something that causes the accident.
Yeah, and I know, especially for me, as I got older, and then obviously having a family, I just kind of have no desire for that anymore. And even riding on a bike, I get a little nervous. There's been times where I've rode with somebody before. Do you have anybody in your family, Billy, that's a cousin, but you think of them as an aunt and an uncle? You ever had that before?
No, not really.
We have cousins that live in Oklahoma, and we've always called them Uncle Joe and Aunt Ruth, just because they're such close cousins. And my Uncle Joe had a bike, and man, I'll never forget. He brought that thing all the way down. They rode it all over the U.S. They brought that thing down from Oklahoma to come visit us, and I rode on it with him. But I'm talking, man, this was one of those cruisers, brother. This wasn't your hog bike, man. I'm probably don't even have the terminology right, but he had the cruiser. I mean, this thing had the nice pipes going down the side. It had that cruiser look to it. Radio built in, had the full Monty, with the helmets, with the radios built into them. And I'll never forget riding on that thing with him. And I thought it was so cool because I'm sitting there and I'm jamming to the radio while my Uncle Joe's cruising on the bike. And I think that was kind of the moment when I was growing up, like, man, I really want one of these. And then you're right, after you get older and you realize you got a family and you want to be around, it just wasn't for me. Kyle Kreiner's joining us this morning, as he always does. It's always good to see Kyle on. And Kyle said that he has one. So, Kyle, I didn't know you had a bike, man. Well, Billy, I kind of wanted to circle back on a couple of things. It's been such a long week, a lot going on throughout our community. for you guys, I mean, how are things going there at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home? I know you guys are taking care of a family today, but what's been going on in your neck of the woods over the last week?
We've been busy. We've had the honor of serving some really great families, and very honored to do that. So we're just keeping our head down and staying busy.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, I do want to take a quick break. I'm hoping that these commercials will play when we go to break. When we come back, we're going to have a little bit of a shortened show today because I know you got to get rolling. It took us a while, took me a while with some of these IT issues this morning here at the hotel to get up and going. But we'll take a quick break. We're not going to have a giveaway today, by the way. We just don't have access to the system to, well, you know what? We'll still do the giveaway. Let me go back a moment. We'll still do the giveaway. The key word is lasso. We are giving away 2 tickets to Lasso Your Imagination. That event is coming up on September the 14th. It's a great way to give back to childhood literacy here in this community, courtesy of Kay Boning and the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation. Money raised from that event is going to go to help pay for the cost of shipping books. And we will have that keyword. So if you'd like 2 tickets to that event, $50 of value a piece, so $100 worth of tickets. If you can make it to that event, we'd love to have you there. And all you got to do to win those tickets this morning is to text in the keyword LASSO. It's LASSO, along with your name on the Zero Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. Let's take a quick break, Billy. When we come back, man, I got to apologize to you. And I think you know where I'm going with this. It was something on Friday of last week that I have to make a public apology to Billy Cauthen. I don't want to burn any bridges. I'm all about building bridges, man. So that public apology coming up when we come back here on Good Morning Huntsville. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Stay with us. More to come. This is your show on a Faithful Friday, brought to you by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Hometown traditions, hometown values. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Spirit Radio FM thanks Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home for their support. They offer services including pre-planning, funeral services, and grief support. Their website is shmfh.com, and their phone number is 936-291-7300.
Hi, I'm Billy Cauthen, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 $100,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover tomorrow's promise Montessori schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
All right, friends, welcome back at it. Now time is 8:19 on a faithful Friday. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Huntsville, as always. A lot of fun to be here with you today. And a big shout out to our good friend, Billy Cauthen, for joining us from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, Hometown Values, Hometown Traditions. As we continue on this morning, let us know that you're out there, what you're thankful for today, waking up with us, and a great weekend on the way. Is that a little bit of cooler air blowing in here to East Texas, and highs this weekend going to be in about the mid-80s. So we're looking forward to a fantastic weekend, a perfect weekend to get out there and be involved over at Hart's Veterans Museum with the Muster Festival. Now, joined back in with Billy Cauthen. And Billy, I've got to make a public apology to you. Do you know what this is about?
I got an idea.
Yeah, there was something that happened last Friday, and, no excuses. We've been dealing with a lot. It's one reason I'm on the road right now, and down here in San Antonio, just a lot of things going on. But I got so wrapped up Friday getting ready for our first broadcast and had a lot on my mind that I get a phone call. Actually, I get a text message from you at about 12:10. Billy, at that particular moment, what was going through your mind?
Where the hell is Rob?
Well, time got away from me.
Okay, let me clarify. Let me clarify. Where's Rob? And I'm ready for my second order of catfish.
So you were already one plate in, man?
Hey, let me tell you something. Me and Richard Horn, we can do some damage to some catfish.
Well, man, I missed the Billy Cauthen restaurant report last Friday. I looked down. I said, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to make it now. So I just wanted to publicly, in front of our audience, apologize to you, Billy. From the bottom of my heart, a sincere apology for missing out on the Billy Cauthen restaurant report. I heard it was good, man.
I'm going to accept your apology, but I'm so mad at you, I'm not going to go to lunch with you today.
All right. Well, give us the rundown on what went down, if you don't mind, last Friday. Where did you guys go, and what's the official rating?
We went to Big E's. Man, it was good. I had the all-you-could-eat catfish. Can't remember what Judith had. Miss Horn had some tacos, and Richard had the all-you-could-eat. And then we had an appetizer of fried alligator.
Oh,
they fry theirs a little different than the way I grew up with it. Growing up, we would just use the fish batter. They're more like a chicken strip batter, but it was really good, really good. There's some sauce called Reba sauce, which is really good. Tea glass never got empty. Catfish was always there on the table. So yeah, man, out of 1 to 4 stars, I'm giving them a 4.
All right. Front door opened perfectly fine. The food was good, so it's all good. I'm a huge catfish fan. a fried catfish, but every time I eat it, the reflux in my chest just goes crazy.
Oh,
And
I paid for it.
oh
God, I paid
man,
for it nearly. I'm sitting at the football game Friday night, and I'm like, catfish.
well, we the
Oh,
one of the
and
first.
I had a specialty dessert delivered to me by Miss Horn. So those little cookies she makes,
Oh man, yeah,
she brought me an entire. Well, I think they were for you too, but since you weren't there, you lost by default. She brought an
well,
entire bag of those things.
whenever you don't play, you got to pay, and so I didn't play, so I had to pay for that one,
Well,
man.
it gets even worse because I bring them back to my office, and I don't have the sense enough to guard the things. And I think the fine people of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home had more of those cookies than I did. So
Well, no restaurant report today, though. Is that correct?
none today, no sir.
No restaurant report. All right, well there it is.
This is
But
a review your own day.
Billy Cauthen restaurant report. You can hear it every Friday right here on Good Morning Huntsville, and you missed out. I'm saying that to myself. I'm going to
Anyone
go back.
who has
You missed
not
out.
been to Big E's, they have something for everyone. They have your seafood, they have your burgers, your steaks, your chicken fried steaks. Whatever you get the French fries because they put a season on those fries. It's just out of sight. So, and when you
All
order a
right.
glass of tea, you don't get the little glass of tea. You get a big old cup of tea.
Speaking of which, where's the mug at today, man? What is this one? What is that? Matthews International Funeral. Matthews International Funeral Home Products. Hey, hey, Billy, let me tell you, if you need products and you need funeral home products, you better call Matthews International, and you better call them regularly.
They'll deliver right to your door.
All right, well there it is, the Billy Cauthen Restaurant Report. Catch it every Friday right here on Good Morning Huntsville. Hey, some important news that I wanted to go over on this day in 1620. So, Billy, get your gear turning real quick. 1620 on this day. What do you think may have happened?
Somebody got out of bed.
Well, it's a true fact. Something to do with our country. The Mayflower set sail from Plymouth, England, 102 pilgrims planning to make a home in the New World. You know, they were hoping to get here in time for Thanksgiving, Billy. 102 of them. They were greeted several months later by real estate agents. Back then, it was Century 17. You know, it wasn't Century 21. So, Century 17. People kept telling you to not, people kept telling you not to settle, but this time it was a good idea. You know, people say don't settle. Well, this time it was a good idea to settle. They did make it, by the way, in time for Thanksgiving. And what they actually found, Billy, it really wasn't a new world. It was kind of more like hardly used. You know, it was a brand, kind of a brand new, hardly used, low mileage when they got over here.
Oh, one owner.
Yep. And a couple of months later, they were greeted by local natives who said, "Hey there, pilgrims." So there's your this day, this day going all the way back to 1620. This is really cool too that I found, man. In 1716, the first lighthouse in the U.S. turned on in Boston. It's kind of crazy to think about how much the world has changed just in a few hundred years, man. In a couple hundred years, how much things have changed. That's where the phrase, by the way, when that lighthouse got turned on, it was where the phrase that was coined by your neighbor saying, "Hey, you just want to turn off that light? I'm trying to sleep here." That's where it started. Your neighbor complaint started when that lighthouse turned on.
Well, you're right. The lighthouse was such important for ships for so long, and now they're obsolete. Everything's radar and sonar, and they're pretty much just driving those things in the dark, with GPS.
This day, Billy, too, in 1813, Uncle Sam, you've seen the Uncle Sam pictures before, correct? Well, it was this day, going all the way back to 1813, that Uncle Sam first appeared in the newspaper. He first appeared in the newspaper, by the way, after winning a "Who Looks Like Colonel Sanders" contest. So, go check out both of those. Today is National Read a Book Day, and only one more today, National Coffee Ice Cream Day today. I don't know if I've ever had coffee ice cream.
I've had it. It's good. It's good.
When I do ice cream, there was this place in the Austin area called Amy's Ice Cream. Don't start hating on me because I know Brenham's down the road and Bluebell and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, this Amy's Ice Cream had a flavor called Mexican vanilla. And this thing had a little bit of a spice to it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would do, and one day I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, why is there honey sitting on this table with all the condiments? You go to the condiment table, and they have napkins and spoons and sprinkles and all this. They had honey right there in the middle of it. And some light bulb kicked off into my brain that said, I'm going to make a little pool in that ice cream. So I took the spoon, and I kind of smashed it down, so I had a little pool in there. And man, I put honey in that bad boy, flipped it back over on itself. By far, to this day, I've never had ice cream as good as Amy's Mexican Vanilla with honey in the middle. Now, have you ever put honey in ice cream, Billy?
No, never thought about it.
Well, now you have, and it's because of this show. It's the things you learn.
So what you're authorizing here, Mr. Hip, is that I have now been granted permission by the show in the Federal Trade Commission and FCC clearance to get a big old thing of Bluebell and put some honey in it.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, it's not going to be as good as the Amy's Mexican Vanilla, but
Okay.
if you put honey in the middle of ice cream. And I want to know, anybody out there watching this morning, have you ever put honey in the middle of ice cream? I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It's just like when Bridget taught me, if you do a steak, it's got to be medium rare, otherwise you're ruining the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's a really good steak, you're not going to have to put anything on it. But I'm going to tell you one thing, man. If you put horseradish cream on a steak, you're going to be on cloud 9. Have you ever had that stuff before?
Mm-mm.
Everybody talks about like A1 steak sauce and all that kind of jazz, man. I'm telling you, horseradish cream will change your life. Next time, and here's the deal. You'll go to a steakhouse sometimes and you'll ask for it. And they'll be, oh, we don't have that, sir. And so I'll follow up with, well, do you have sour cream? And they'll say, yes, sir. Do you have horseradish? Yes, sir. Then you have horseradish cream. All you got to do is go back there and whip up a little bit of it. But I'm telling you, the best thing for a steak, man.
Montreal steak seasoning. That's all you got to have.
That stuff made in Canada?
I don't think so.
Well, there it is. That's all it is today, man. Just National Read a Book Day, National Coffee Ice Cream Day today. A couple things that you need to know. Are you a big Paula Abdul fan, Billy?
No, not really.
Well, I thought you were. She's had to cancel her upcoming Canadian tour because of surgery. She had recently sustained injury. So Paula Abdul, unfortunately, not able to perform. McDonald's, by the way, in the UK, check this out. This doesn't even sound right. McDonald's in the UK is offering a Big Mac chicken sandwich. That just doesn't flow together for me.
You can do that here.
A Big Mac chicken sandwich?
Mm-hmm. Tell them to replace the beef patties with chicken patties.
Have you done that before?
I've seen somebody else do it.
Well, I've learned something this morning. Then I was, browsing through the interwebs the other morning, and this guy pops up on my feed, Billy, out of nowhere, and his name is Donald Gorski. Donald Gorski lives up in the north in Wisconsin. I've reached out to Mr. Gorski to be on this show. He has not seen my message yet. I've looked, on Facebook, when you send someone a private message, you can see that they have read that, right? You know what I'm talking about? It'll show a little icon. Well, here's the deal about Donald Gorski. As of February of 2024, guess how many Big Macs this guy has eaten in his life?
Oh, I've seen this guy before. Yeah. He
take a
eats
guess.
Like one a day, right?
He eats 2 a day.
2 a day.
And he's been doing this since the 70s. Don Gorski has eaten now 35,000 Big Macs since the 70s. Every single day, he eats 2 a day. It's made the Guinness World Book of Records. In February, he was at like 34,000 something. Here's the deal, though.
I'm not that dedicated. I'm not that dedicated to anything.
No, but you would think, right? If you heard about this, you would think that the guy would be overweight, very unhealthy, cholesterol through the roof.
He's a little skinny guy.
He's not.
Tall, I think.
He walks about 6 miles a day, from what I've heard, what I've read. He walks a lot, and his cholesterol is actually too low. When he went into the doctor, they said, "Hey, you actually got to get your cholesterol up a little bit." And so there you go, Donald Gorski, Big Mac king of ever. No one's ever going to eclipse that man. So, and I've reached out to this guy. I want to get him on the show, and I want to have him on a Friday when you're here. And I would love for you to ask him in that Billy Cauthen good tone that you have, what on God's earth were you thinking in the 70s to make you start doing this?
Well, hey, the 70s and 80s, those Big Macs were actually pretty good. Now they're just,
Yeah. So there you go. Don Gorski, 2 Big Macs a day. I don't know how the guy does it. Billy, let's take one more final break. I know you got to get rolling here. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up. Got a little inspiration for you when we come back. So let's take one final break. Do want to remind you, as always, our shows here on these Faithful Fridays made possible by Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Hometown traditions, hometown values. I know Billy and I have a lot of fun on this show, and we talk and cut up and joke around, but there is a very serious component to the show, and it's when we talk about the work that Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home does. Friends, we all go through that moment in life to where we lose somebody, where something happens, and we need to turn to somebody who's going to take care of us. That is what Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home does. There's a reason that the tagline is hometown traditions and hometown values. You think about the traditions in your family and the values in your family and what that means to you. And when you walk into Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, they're going to treat you like family, like you're one of their own. And they're going to take you through this grieving process and make sure that you're cared for and that you're loved in the most trying moments of your life. Check them out whenever you need their services. I hope you don't, but we all face that reality one day that we're going to lose somebody. And when that comes up, please give them a call. Also, if you want to help out your family and do something, the staff are always eager to do that. They'd love to help you, and that'll help avoid a lot of conflict down the road. Visit them online at shmfh.com. It's our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We'll step aside. We'll take one final break. When we come back, a little inspiration for you as we wrap up this week. I do want to remind you it's the final opportunity to text in to win those Lasso Your Imagination tickets for the Lasso coming up on September the 14th. It's going to be a great night out at the Walker County Fairgrounds. Those tickets normally $50 a piece, but we'll give away $100 worth of them, 2 of them right now. And all you got to do is text in your name along with the keyword Lasso. It's LASSO on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139. We'll take that final break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville here on a Faithful Friday. Stay with us.
Spirit Radio FM thanks Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home for their support. They offer services including pre-planning, funeral services, and grief support. Their website is shmfh.com, and their phone number is 936-291-7300. Hey friends, Rob Hipp here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
All right, friends, back at it as we wind down today here on Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Faithful Friday. As always, brought to you by our friends at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I'm Ron Pipp, along with Billy Cauthen, and so thankful that you were here with us today. A lot of friends joining us across the social media platforms, and we want to recognize all of those today that have been such a great part of this show. As always, I'm down here in San Antonio. We are here, unfortunately, some not so good news that we lost our aunt about a week and a half ago in a tragic car accident. And so we are down here in San Antonio to spend time with family. We have the visitation tonight, and then the services will be tomorrow. It's a city I love, though. One of my favorite cities. I used to always come down here and stay on the Riverwalk, have a buddy that worked here for many years and was able to always take care of us down here. And just love this community as much as, I love Huntsville a lot, love San Antonio a lot too. It's always a place that I said if I ever had to move anywhere else, I'd move here to San Antonio, Texas. But I want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Kyle Kreiner out there saying good morning. Also, Jamie Saucier over at Saucier Woodworks, as I'll bring Billy back in here with us as well. Always great to see Jamie Saucier with us. The Horn family joining us as always. Just so appreciate Richard and Linda, just two wonderful folks here in our community. We're so blessed to have so many good people in Huntsville. Jennifer Augustinetti, always look forward to her messages. Billy, she always says, it's a fabulous Friday. Y'all have a blessed weekend. You know how important that positivity is? And I just love Jennifer. She's always got a lot of positivity coming our way, man. Also, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. There's a bird, Billy, that's been flying around in here right in front of me inside of this.
I've heard it chirping, so.
Yeah, I mean, the dude, I have a water bottle down here by my foot. He's been coming over here picking at this water bottle, man. Jacqueline Cauthen, I've heard of her before, Billy. I think I know who that is. It's senior night, so Billy, better have your tissue. Is that right? Is he a senior? Is he graduating? Man.
My little 3-pound, 14-ounce baby boy is graduating.
Wow. Was that what he was when he was born? Man. Can you believe that? And this is your firstborn graduating.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty special day, man. All right, I'll take you off the camera, Billy.
It's not graduation time yet. It's just his senior year, so we got a little more to go.
Yeah. Well, that's so James.
Now, I'm sure if they offered him to graduate tonight, he would take it.
Oh yeah. He's got a good daddy. He's got a good daddy and a great mama. So
you're right. He's got a great mom. Dad's just floating around out there doing dad things.
With Kathy Schweitzer joining us, one of our great HISD trustees on this morning. Good morning to you, Kathy. Our friend Karen Clark. Karen made it to the Billy Cauthen Restaurant Report a couple of weeks ago over to Standard's Kitchen, and we had those street tacos, man. And I went over there the other day. I was running. I didn't have a chance to have breakfast, and so I decided to have an early lunch about it was like 10:45, 11 o'clock. I'm gonna tell you, man. Something as simple as a chicken quesadilla. I've never had one as good as that woman makes over there at Standard's Kitchen. $8, Billy, for a huge chicken quesadilla. Came with sour cream and guacamole. So some of you that are getting hungry this morning, maybe you want to go there for lunch today. Our good friend Quentin Glaze, number one engager, joining us. Quentin, good to see you on today as well, my friend. Kyle, by the way, wanted to clarify this, Billy. Do you see that there on your screen?
Yes.
Yeah. What does that say?
Allow me to clarify. I have a bike in my garage that Harley Financial Services allows me to use.
Oh, man. I love it, Kyle. Thanks for chiming in this morning. The Horn family reminding me about those cookies. Did Greg get any of the cookies? That's the question.
Yes, Greg did receive the last and final Ziploc bag of cookies.
Paul Oley joining us from the gallery. He was talking about right on the steak, medium rare. Otherwise, you're going to tear it up. Our good friend Bill Doggett joining us, along with Stephanie Pitts first. Stephanie Pitts over at Advantage Specialties. Good morning, Stephanie. I love what she said. Happy Hornet Friday today. And Bill Doggett also chiming in. County Commissioner Precinct 3. Hey, brother, we hope you have a great weekend as well. I wanted to say something. I know we got to go, Billy, but I wanted to say this real quick. I'm driving through Caldwell, Texas. You know what their mascot is?
The Hornet.
The
Our
Hornet.
Yeah.
And it looks almost identical to Buzzy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started researching this. And do you realize that there are numerous schools throughout the state of Texas that have that same looking logo?
All I can figure, back in the day, you must have had to have picked from these things. And that was like the intercollegiate whatever Hornet, you know?
I want to figure out who was the first and who started it.
It was us.
It's got to be Huntsville. And then I'd like to go to these other schools and be like, you got to change it. You copied us. You got to change it.
Hey, that's what they did with the Bearcats, you know?
Real quick, Billy, we're about to go. I got today's impossible question for you. Think about this. A little over 50% of women say that they do this much better than their husband. A little more than 50% of women will say that they do this better than their husband.
Wasn't
Do
this
you have
last
any
week's question? Or?
No, not last week. No, it wasn't. 50% of women say that they do this better than their husband.
Read.
Give you a sec. Reading's a good answer. Good answer. I'll give a second there so the rest of our audience can catch up. You know, 35% of us never get wisdom teeth. Have you ever had your wisdom teeth come in?
Yeah, I've had them removed.
Yep. 35% of study found that only 12% of women have natural blonde hair. So if you're one that has blonde hair, you are one of the 12% that has it naturally. Skateboarding. Here we go, Billy. Skateboarding can help people in their 40s and 50s who are struggling with, maybe depression or just want to boost their mood. I wouldn't say depression too much, but sometimes I need the mood boost. Are you down? You want to get a skateboard, man?
Bullshit.
A couple of other things here. 15% of men had the job of mowing lawns at one time in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. We'll circle back to today's impossible question. It was a little over 50% of women say they do this better than their husband. The Horn family says clean house. The answer, mowing the lawn. 50% of women say that they mow the lawn better than their husbands.
Bring it on, dear. Bring it on. You can have
right.
all of that you want.
Got a little inspiration for you this morning, and it was a thought that I had the other day. And, I end this show every single day, Billy, the same way, where I say we're not strong enough alone to make it our own. We need each other. I don't ever just gloss over that. And this thought hit me the other day that I said, our Creator created us to be a blessing to others. And you think about that. What you do every day, Billy, you're a tremendous blessing to others. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I've got a lot of respect for you, man, because you're taking care of people and you're taking care of families. And Billy, I'll be honest, I don't know how you do what you do, because sometimes you're taking care of your friends, people that you know personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to know, and I know that everybody else will echo this, how much of a blessing you are to so many people in our community, man. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You really are. I was in the car with someone the other day, and I started talking about you about that, because we both lost a friend recently. And I said, it's got to be tough on Billy because he's the guy that's taking care of that guy. But I also think on the flip side, what better way for you not only to honor a family, but for that person, they would be happy knowing that you took care of them because you were their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to know how much of a blessing you are. And I thought about this whenever I wrote this and when I was reading it, but I also thought about people who lift somebody up. And when you lift people up, you're not just helping them, you're making an impact that can literally impact generations of people. Now, this isn't you, Billy, but I added on to this because I was thinking on the flip side, when we neglect to care for those around us, that ripple effect can lead to broken lives and families for years to come. And so I wanted to encourage all of you, do as Billy does and take care of others. And I want to remind you to make the choice to build other people up with your words and your actions and how you treat them. Because I want you to remember this morning that you, whoever you are, wherever you hear my voice, wherever you see us this morning, that you literally have the power to change the course of somebody else's destiny. Not only that, but their legacy as well. I go back to scripture in Philippians 2:4. It says this: don't look out only for your own interests, but take interest in others too. And maybe you're in a job this morning and you said, man, I wish that was me. Or, you know what? Look out for their interests as well. And be supportive and be thankful and be happy for people, man. And that was my inspiration today, Brother Billy.
Good deal.
Well, there it goes. Before we go, man, any final thoughts this morning?
I'm just tickled pink that we're actually shutting the show down with inside of an hour.
Well,
we've never done that. Never.
No, we're doing it, man. So, well, hey, the winner today of those Lasso Your Imagination tickets, I don't have the capability of calling folks because I don't have that set up. But Karen Clark, you are the winner today. And we will make sure, come by First Baptist next week, anytime between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to pick up those tickets. We got them for you, Karen. Congratulations. And that was on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Billy, thanks for hanging today, man. I'm sorry we got started a little bit late this morning, but always love being with you. I don't ever, when these days come around, I don't ever not want to do the show. I know we're traveling but I said we're still going to have the show. So always a lot of fun, and I always want to give thanks to you guys at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that will wrap it up. Don't forget, tonight, it's Hornet Night, senior night. Go out there and support the Hornets. I think kickoff 7 o'clock. Is that right?
7 or 7:30. I know I have to be there early because of senior night, so I'm not really up to date on the times.
Yep. So get up there, support the Hornets tonight. And if you're from another community, go out and support your local high school team as well. Mm-hmm. Billy, appreciate you. Yep, they do. Billy, appreciate you, man. As I end every single show, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really do. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. That'll wrap it up here. Another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Hope you all have a wonderful and blessed weekend. We'll be back at it Monday with our friends from Walker County Federal Credit Union. Until then, God bless. So long. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you. See you, Billy. Thanks, man.
See you.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.